Hey everybody, High Lord Tamerlane with yet another Obscurity in Miniature. Today we're going to be traveling to the east. And not just the east where most of these figures seem to come from for me, but to the far east in the ancient, fantastical east of Bushido. And today we're going to be looking at GCT Studios Master Enos. Now Master Enos, I want to say, comes from the Temple of Rokan. Ta-da! Not much to look at yet. Why don't we pop them out and see what we got going on there. I'm a big fan of the Bushido line for the figures that I've got. My only real big gripe with the game is that, number one, it's hard to get a hold of in the US, and number two, the figures aren't that cheap. So we've got some rules. I've yet to ever come across a Bushido rulebook, too. I should look into that. So we've got Master Enos with not the most Japanese sounding name, a 30 millimeter base, and I'm really having difficulty with the English language tonight. And a bag of parts. Why don't we take a look at what's inside there? So, Master Enos here comes to us in 4 basic parts. We've got his main body. He's got a cool cowled hidden face there, flowing robes. Very monk-like. Seeing as he is a monk, we've got the back of his cape or his robe or whatever that goes there. And then we have his hands in my hands that are out of focus. And he's got some kind of Buddha's palm thing going on there, which is kind of cool. I think he's supposed to be like channeling energy. So the reason I got this guy was, number one, he's a cool monk, and I don't have a lot of cool monks, and with Shadows of Brimstone's Forbidden Fortress coming, I thought, hey, you know what? Let's start looking into funky and interesting looking Far Eastern Japanese-inspired figures, and the Bushido line was always my first thought of where to go. So I'm going to put him together and see what he looks like, and then we'll grab some other Japanese figures and see how they compare, okay? Alright, we got our Master Enos all put together here. Not that it was very complicated. He's a pretty simple figure, but he looks quite impressive. I'm going to have to double check that cloth in the front. I think that's part of his, I guess it's all billowing. So yeah, he's very dramatically posed. His energy is flowing around him, and the wind is billowing all around. So you can see he's got his little Buddha's palms going on there as he's channeling energy to whoop some major ass. My first thought, before I even thought about using him as a monk or Shugenja or anything in, what's it called, Forbidden Fortress, was this dude's a perfect psyker. He's probably going to end up in an inquisitorial revenue, especially if we ever get a Inquisitor Kill Team rules for Kill Team. But in the meantime, he's going to probably end up in a game of Ronin or Test of Honor or something like that as an unarmed combat master. So, how does he stack up compared to other Japanese-styled figures? Well, I have a couple of Bushido figures themselves nearby. I know she's from the Edo clan. I can't remember what her name was, but she's a little bit larger. And I have another sword master from the same clan. So you can see our monk is a little bit small. I'm wondering if it's because he's due to, maybe he's supposed to be an old wizened master. Could be, perhaps. Could be a plucky young teenager hidden under that hood. My favorite figure from the line, Toshiro, overladen with a million different weapons there. I should have a video on him somewhere. If you haven't seen it, you can check that out too. So yeah, our monk friend is a little bit on the short side. I grabbed a Test of Honor metal figure just to see how they compare. I think they're a lot closer in size. I forgot to grab some of my Ronin figures from North Star Miniatures, but we'll have to get them out later. So you can see, yeah. Also grabbed a Malifaux Lone Swordsman from the Ten Thunders. And you can see there is quite a height discrepancy there. And a Wandering Samurai from Shadows of Brimstone itself. And again, there is a notable height difference. So, one thought we were having was using him as an orphan in Shadows of Brimstone. Other thought, like I said, was using him as a psyker or as some kind of mentat or something in an inquisitorial revenue. Let's grab our token GW figure just to see how he stacks up. So yeah, He's a little on the diminutive side, but that's okay. I mean, if you were going to use him as some kind of a psyker anyways, yeah, you can blame that as a psychic mutation, I guess. But I'm still pretty happy with him. Going to get him painted soon enough. Kind of surprised by his height, to tell you the truth, because for the most part, the Bushido figures tend to be more closer to 30 millimeter height in scale. So, I don't know what his deal is. I guess he's just on the short side, or like I said, maybe he's just an old man. I don't know. But there is our friend Master Enos. Despite his small stature, still quite a cool model. And hopefully you found this helpful if you're ever interested in any kind of funky alternate models for wizards, psychics, or short dudes throwing gang signs, I guess. Master Enos here is your man. And with that, this has been High Lord Tamburlaine's Obscurities and Miniatures, saying farewell for now. Bye-bye.